You're in tune to the Powerhouse Radio, linking the world to the Caribbean.
Yes, 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 yes. Well, welcome, 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 welcome.
Disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed on the Powerhouse Radio station are those of the host, guests, and callers, are not necessarily those of this station, its management, or other hosts or advertisers. The show, found on the Powerhouse Radio station, can promote any lifestyle, belief, religion, political affiliation, or other personal practice. These shows are for entertainment purposes only and are not intended to treat, diagnose, and or claim any cure of disease or conditions. Opinions stated by various contributors to the Powerhouse Radio and its programming are not to be considered as endorsed by the Powerhouse Radio station. Visitors are urged to use their own discernment to draw their own conclusion. We emphasize the importance of keeping an open mind.
Well, greetings, 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 greetings. We are here, man. Um, uh, another Thursday evening right here on Reasoning Thursdays, on Reasonings Thursdays, each and every Thursday. So, man, how are you all doing? How are you all doing? Want to say massive shouts go out to the Victorious 89.1 Famila. Want to say massive shouts go out to You Choose Radio. Big massive shouts to each and every one that's listening to dapowerhouseradio.com, all who is listening as well to us via our telephone lines at 667-930-9036, and all who is vibing with us through any of the other social media, the TuneIn apps, etc. We just want to say welcome, blessings upon blessings to you. And we thank you for joining us, because you could have been joining someone else. Trying to get the YouTube up, trying to get the YouTube up. So go on over there and like, subscribe so you can get notified when our YouTube programs are on. All right, we're getting wonderful listenership behind the scenes, but we need to get the YouTube up. We need to get that up some more. All righty. So the numbers right here to get us in the studio is 706-955-2001 when we do open up the lines. All righty. So blessings upon blessings once again to each and every one all around the world. Man, it is utter madness on. It is utter madness that is going on, ladies and gents. Is it? Is it really utter madness? Or is it something that a lot of us did expect to happen and it's happening? And is it really like a surprise that these things are happening? And what are we going to do? I mean, we have so much to discuss. Also, a listener, we're going to do a little small discussion on a listener that wrote in, and he said, Lady D, I would like to get yours and the panel's opinion on this. Alrighty. It's your child living with you, and I'm trying to pull it up, but it's your child living with you, and you tell them that you run the place, it's your house, it's with your rules, your everything. So big ups yourself, Father Wayne. He says he wanted to drop this to us and see what is our opinion on it. So I'm gonna play the video a little bit later and we could discuss it. But we have so much to reason on, so much for us to reason on. So before we even dive on in it, Queen, the Respecter, you want to say hello to the listening audience? My Instagram folks, I know some, I'm getting one and two texts. I'm texting um, something going on with the connection with the Instagram. So we're going to get that up. Okay. So go on, Queen.
Welcome, 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 everyone. Happy to make it another day, and I hope the information, as usual, will be interesting. And we're here just to reason, the reason about certain topics and certain things that are facing each and every one of us. So tune in, and thanks again for tuning in.
All right, all right. The Darespecta.
Yeah. Welcome, welcome once more. Thanks again. Blessings always.
All right. So as we reason, I'm gonna try to fix the Instagram line for all of the folks that likes to listen via the Instagram connection. I'm gonna try to get that up and going as well while we're reasoning on all of these things. I know the big reason of all is it's the big T.
All
Reason is all about the big T.
the topics are the big T.
Most of them, just about, yeah.
I mean, the big T is creating chaos
Number
in
47
in the
is
big
carrying,
country, in the big country.
yeah, number 47 is carrying on with himself. You know, all these countries are affected. Jamaica. Um, Mama Asa was speaking with me. She was telling me over 1,100 at one
Mhm.
time was caught in a club. One thing I want to say to the, if you know you're not, if you know you're not right, it, turn on your yard. Stay
But you see what in catch a lot of them off guard. He
Oh,
caught a lot, even though we've been telling them
and they
and they've been
so
hearing it, but
hard. There's
no,
no
they didn't believe.
no, you know, from
no.
I mean, hit office, things are gonna be crazy. What you say
They
there?
didn't believe. That's what it is. Just like them Hispanic that voted for him, they didn't figure he would be doing this to them.
Uh,
Well, if Queen is gonna keep talking like that, well, we're gonna change that topic.
ah,
'Cause you know what?
how
Boy.
how Queen
I'm
talk?
gonna,
How
I'm gonna put you in the lead tonight, the respecter, because I know you have a mouthful with on that.
God, people just dumb. Say it like it is. Some of we are too dumb.
Don't use common sense, Mister.
The man tell you from day one what he's gonna do. It's not his fault. Him tell you. You chose to put him there.
it's crazy.
It's not
Are
our
we touching that first lady? Are we gonna table it for a minute?
Yeah, we are we going to do what for a minute?
Even though most of the topics are
No,
still half
dive
centered
in,
around it.
dive in and get him out the way.
Get them out the way.
In and get him out the way. You know,
So where
um,
where you want us to start
we,
is we let's do immigration last
okay,
because that's the
dive
most
in.
detrimental.
But also with the topic on the child, we also have a I just want to us to read a little bit as to the returning resident in St. Anne's as well. That 72-year-old nurse migrated back to Jamaica and was murdered in her home as well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you know,
Mm-hmm.
is utter madness. But let's get the Trumpster out of the way. Let's get him out of the way. Alrighty. And where we want to start, I mean, like, there's nowhere to just start. We may as well just dive in it. Birthright citizenship. I know he's trying to, and I think we touched a little bit of that last week with him trying to implement the no birthright, but we know that 22, 22 states have
Yeah,
filed
black.
lawsuits to block this, and you have a judge, um,
Yeah, we block
Josh
it. Then.
Coginer,
Mhm.
that also said that this is madness and it's blatantly unconstitutional for what he's trying to do, and but he's bringing up all sorts of stuff, and with whom is in the courts, it leads us to kind of wonder. It really leads me to kind of wonder if he really may be able to make a change of the 14th Amendment. You know, is that even possible for him? Because he's going back to laws from 1866 and all of these other laws that he's bringing up. It really makes you have the things that makes you really go, hmm. And with with him controlling the House, the Senate, judicial, all of it, I mean, just like the Roe versus Wade have been overturned, um, well, I'm wondering if it's something that also can be overturned or changed. Donna says good night, all. Greetings to you, Donna.
Good
Blessings
night,
to all
Dom.
citizens.
What's up, Don?
Yeah. What did you all say?
Lady
Well,
D,
it's a lot of go on, respect. I'll go after you.
the man have the power. They gave the power to him. So, those who wanted him, they got him. I mean, it's not by accident, but there's certain things he's not going to be able to overturn or change because it's a big man. So some things are going to happen to some people because they were too complacent. They didn't protect they stay in this country. Some people say, "Boy, you know, I want to be no Yankee. I'm born Jamaican, born whatever." So they know I do the right thing. Then say, "All right, I'm secure my child, my sibling, the family, just in case." So there's a lot of things that could have taken happening to a lot of people. The Jamaicans who I know that said, "Boy, Trump, 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 Trump," they got him. But them better be ready. Got them people, all right.
Okay, Donna says, Lady D, remember we spoke on Juneteenth years ago. Hmm. I'm trying to remember back on what we spoke on Juneteenth, Donna. Um, was it in regards to this birthright citizenship situation? Yeah.
Well,
Go ahead.
right now, the federal government is blocking that, not just the judge, but also the federal government, because it is unconstitutional for a president to remove citizens of the U.S. These are not um um what you call it citizen, not people that came into the country and get permanent residence and then become a citizen. These are not immigrants. These children were born in America and raised in America, so they're considered American. From you was born here in the U.S., you're considered an American. So he's gonna have a really, really hard fight when it comes to those children. It's not going to be easy for him to just send them home like that. And if you do send them home, there's a due process that they have to go through before he can deport those. Now, the ones that are here illegally, that enter the port illegally, then those they can deport you home if they decide that okay, your papers are not right, they can send you home. But when it comes to the children that are born here, birthright, citizens, they can't do it. That I was doing a lot of looking into it, and it's not going to be easy because it is embedded in the Constitution. And no matter what he does, even though he's acting like he's breaking some of these rules of the Constitution, he can't, because a lot of these things that he's saying, it still has to go through Congress and the House. And of course, we know that some of them are with him, but it's not everybody believing everything that Trump is doing and will oppose to what he is doing. Now, 1,500 people were sent to Nicaragua, and they're expecting 10,000 in the to be sent within the next couple of weeks to the Spanish borders. Then there was a plane load that was sent to Jamaica that landed yesterday in Jamaica. Those people now, some of the family members have picked them up, and some of them are still in jail being processed. And how they're gonna Jamaica trying to figure out how they're gonna deal with the influx. Not just Jamaica, but several countries, Africa, the United Kingdom is also sending people home. Mexico is taking people off the beaches and sending them home. This man has created chaos in not just America, but all over the world. He has created conflict and chaos because these folks, some of these countries are just barely getting by. Can you imagine them getting another, say, 5,000 or another 10,000 in that community? What will happen? It's going to be crazy. So Jamaica now is trying to figure out how they're going to deal with the influx along with all the other nations. Trump does not care. He's just doing what he's doing. His thing is that he's going to put America back to the original America, to how it was before. And he does not care whose toe he step on or whose livelihood is being taken away from them, because the federal government right now is giving them 10% um retirement fund, extra retirement fund, so they can resign. But like couple of especially this young lady, I am so proud of her. She's the representative, I think it is for one of those either Chicago, one of Michigan, one of those state she's the representative for, and she is really speaking out. And from what the cost and what they're saying is that if every all the others would just stand up like she is standing up and not afraid of losing her job or not afraid of speaking up and blocking all of these things that's going on, then we wouldn't have any problem. But like you said, there's some people there in the party that is, you know what.
You know,
So that's what's good.
there's I received a text earlier that there's in Jamaica there's a big situation going on, as you stated, Queen, in
Mhm.
the
Mhm.
persons that were deported there. And
Yes.
what they're stating that is the government is in the process of trying to find temporary housing. And what is so crazy is that they're saying a lot of the persons that was deported, um, they left Jamaica as children,
Yes.
and
Yes.
they have absolutely no ties.
Mhm.
Jamaica. Some of them have no ties, which brings me
No
back.
family. Some have no family members left there.
Yeah,
They say.
which
Mm.
no
Mm.
family members, but also,
Mhm.
no ties, which bring me back to when I
Mhm.
was, you know, advising you all of years ago, almost like 20 years ago. There was this young man, and I still to this day don't ever know what happened to him. Um, his parents are Jamaican, and but his father was in the army, and his father, the American Army, and he was stationed over in Germany, and the mom had him in Germany, but then the tour was up and they came back to America, and the young boy, the young gentleman was born in Germany, but you know the tour was up and the parents came back to America and he came back with them, and got himself into trouble, you know, and they deported him to Jamaica. He had absolutely no one there, no family. Just imagine the fright of some persons whom
Mhm.
are just even teenagers. Yeah, you have adults, but I mean, some of the younger ones who were deported as well that don't have anyone up there. It's just a scary, scary altogether situation in regards to that, you know.
Yeah.
And their assets. It's stating that the government is in the process of trying to find temporary housing for these residents. Matters worse, their assets in the US are frozen. So they're letting us know if you know someone in the US who is undocumented, please let them know to take action and quick claim their real estate and move funds from their US bank account or add a joint owner. They say this is the matter, this is the reality of the matter of hand. So if we know persons whom are not legal and they are working, and some, you know, because I know a couple that have bank accounts. You know, I have heard,
Hmm.
you know, of couples that even have bank accounts.
And
Uh,
real estate. People own real estate too.
yeah, that are, you know, possibly not legal. Um, and you know, if you have a family member that you can trust to
Mm.
add their names to your paperwork, or a child, you know, if you had a child here, add them to your documents, to your bank account.
Mhm.
So that way they will be able to go and withdraw those
And
funds, you know, and to deal with all of your transactions. It is
our brains working the same, lady, because that's what I was thinking. This afternoon, they were showing this young man that was being escorted. You can see he's very young. He have on one of them little flip flop slippers, and he was real slim and what have you. And they were escorting him out. And they first, you see, when he opened the door and they went in, and they started looking around. They arrested him already, and he was standing on the outside. And I'm saying, when I see them going, I'm saying, did they lock that door, before they left, before they took him, and was he able to give somebody that key? Or, you understand what I'm saying? I thought about all of that because they're taking you out, and what if it's just you alone in the house? 'Cause it looked at he was the only one that was there, and I'm saying, how did they close the door? What did they do? I mean,
why are they
all
open?
of these things go into my mind, and I'm saying that's
I'm
traumatic.
I'm just even wondering, why are they opening the doors? Because, um, you know, it's been said over and over again, do not open your door. Queen, you turn to the side with your camera. Do not open the doors. So I'm just not understanding why um, persons are continuing to open their doors. Buford Highway here in Georgia, um, so many they raided so many in roadblocks. They had a huge roadblock as well in Stone Mountain, off of South Harrison Road, Memorial Drive. They had another one over there close to Redan. I mean, things are getting really, 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 really crazy. And persons have to be mindful of themselves if they expect to stick it out for these next 4 years, because it's only, if this is the beginning, I dread to see what's coming. So I really, really want to encourage listeners, if you know someone with a pending status, whom is with some form of pending status or anything such as, then I would really, really, really encourage you all to tell these people that they do need to be very careful. If you don't need to be on the road, do not be on the road. You know, if you can have someone to go run these errands, don't party. The other day, I went to a sister of mine's she had a little function, and um, I went to her function, and that function she had, oh boy, we have two of you here. That function she had, um, there were so many individuals there that I know that or I've heard of, because I don't know them personally, but I've heard of, that is not straight. And
Yeah.
I don't know what were they doing in there. Are they not hearing that in the big huge bus in Michigan,
Mm-hmm.
they walked away with 1,100 Jamaicans
Mm.
in one pop at one club. You know, I don't know what else to say to our people. If you know your situations, and even right now they are taking people that are even legal, and then you're in the system, you have to go to jail to prove that you are.
Yeah, for them to process you. Yeah.
So they're even suggesting that persons walk with their documents,
Yeah.
because they don't care who is who. From you look a certain color, you look a certain way, they're pulling you. They're
Mm-hmm.
pulling you. So if you have your passport, maybe it's wise that you walk with your passports. Um,
But this man, you know how far this man went? This man went as far as to close the Nigerian embassy in Washington, D.C. Okay? Because I'm telling you, this man is something on charges of election fraud. Can you imagine?
it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. The respecter.
It's more to it than just President Trump. I do believe this was being planned years and years and years ago, and they just found the right man to put these things in place.
Mhm.
I just think that this country, someone in this country, the head NY whatever in charge.
So I saw it today, the respecter. I saw it today in his speech. That speech that he was giving today, he with on the plane crash, on that plane that crashed in Washington, and he was sort of like, you know, sending condolences and what have you to the family members. And a couple of times, first when he came in, he said, "Let's have a moment of silence," and he paused and he stopped and what have you. Then halfway through his rhetorics and what have you, he said, "Oh, let's pause for the family." So it's like in a lot of things, I could hear a lot of confusion in his voice. So of course we know he's not the only one that is pushing the lever. You know, there are other people that are, coaching him and what have you, because I think his age is showing on him, and in his speeches and the things that he say, because no sane individual could be saying certain things on national television and knowing that there are other peoples in other country that could retaliate, and it would affect all of the American citizens.
You don't know how hard it just take me to keep my train of thought and come back, right, Lady D? Queen,
Yes, sir.
all that is so true, but
Hmm.
it's a purge. Remember this
Hmm.
agenda that is so many years out there. By 2030, white folks are terrified. By 2030, they're not going to be the majority in this country anymore. So they constantly planning and planning and planning. Our people are not planning, just the white folks in government and business. Those will mean something too. They're getting rid of the blacks and brown as much as
Well, we done. Mm.
and they bring in white from Ukraine and other countries. You're not gonna see nowhere where they run white people, actual white people, to send them back home. Hundreds of thousands of Ukrainians are here. They're here. But they're not going to mess with them because they know what their agenda is. And those black folks in government is not recognizing and realizing that if you're going to do this to Jamaicans, Mexicans, do it to the people from Ukraine as well, Scotland, Poland, wherever they come from, Germany. But they're not going to do it because they realize nobody is talking about that. Everybody just panicking on the black and brown.
Well, right now it's basically the melanated skin people whom are being affected. I don't too
Mm.
hear because whether you say Venezuelan, whether you say Mexican, you know, Jamaican, all Haitian, um, all of the Caribbean islands, they are the ones who's being targeted right at this.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I
The
got
other
a
cities
story.
are not being targeted.
And it's planned. It's planned. I was watching a clip from Dash. I don't know if y'all ever watch him. But what I like about Dash's report is that when Dash do his report, he doesn't take his information from just the American media. He takes it more or less from the media that you don't hear about too much, right? And he showed a clip. He was showing a clip today with Jamaica, Trinidad. Who else was there? There was Jamaica, Trinidad. It was it Bermuda. One of those. There was about 4 or 5 country, Caribbean country that was present with Trump. They were all in an office. I think I sent you all that clip, and they were planning. And what the trip was about is to plan the future of these nations and these countries. Jamaica president, when he opened up, he said he appreciate the invite, that he was able to invite him, and that he wants to work out a relationship with him, with Trump, in terms of he was talking about structure and developing the country and all of that stuff. But at the flip side, Trump is demanding Jamaica at the same time to get rid of China. So it's a lot of stuff. But like I said, remember I told y'all periodically they would meet at these round tables and they would discuss policies and how the country should run and what have you. Listen, the Caribbean met last week, right after his inauguration. They met, and it was like 5 or 6 different Caribbean countries with him, the Trump in the office, Morago, wherever in Florida. They were all in Florida.
Well, Don says greetings. So greetings to you, Don. Blessings, blessings,
Greetings, Don.
blessings. Thanks for joining us. To all of the listeners, thanks for joining us. It is something to behold of what is going to happen. I mean, including not just the immigration part, not just the deportation part. I mean, but even taking away the funds for daycare, for Meals on Wheels. I mean, this man is truly affecting
Mhm.
everyone. You know,
They,
the
they open the door and let the devil in. They open the door and let the devil in.
Amen.
Mm. They open up the door, lady, and let the devil in. Um, Jacori, I'm not Jacori. I'm sorry. Acid. I spoke to Acid earlier, and she is saying that because I was asking her what she think about all that's going on, and she's saying that she think it's the healthcare crisis to kill black women because we are educated and we are carrying the genes. I'm saying, how is it that they're gonna do this and get rid of black women? They can't get rid of black women that easily or
What
native skin
they
women.
black women to be with all the deportation? Are you talking about in regards to the regard?
She's saying it's like the way how she's talking, it's more like a smoke. cream. It's like certain things that is been happening now. It is all geared towards the race, trying to get rid of the melon skin race. You see how you just said, why is it affecting black nations,
Yeah.
Caribbean nations, because most of them are black. It's also affecting Africa. Quite a bit of them was sent back to Africa, Nigeria, Kenya. Quite a bit of them was sent back there also. So is it that they're really targeting melanated skin people, or what is it about? Is what she's saying right? Correct?
I think it's in some ways it may be. And let me the lines open at 706-955-2001. If you want to comment on this particular um reasoning right here topic, you can give us a call. 706-955-2001 is the number. But yeah, Queen, I would wonder,
Mm-hmm.
is it a way to get rid of, you know, black folks? They're stopping food stamp. They're
Mm-hmm.
a
Taking
lot
away child care.
away pocket, taking away housing. You-
Mm-hmm.
they froze the Section 8. A lot of
Yeah.
persons were affected day before yesterday in regards to this that happened. A
Yeah.
lot of persons, Meals on Wheels for the elderly, and that's where
Yeah.
I draw a line for everything, but
Student grant. Remember, they put a freeze on that too.
the grants. How are we
Yeah.
to
How
educate?
the kids go to school?
This is where we were talking about even last week when I was so adamant that we have to work together. We have to stick together. Together we stand, divided we fall. Because if they take these grants away, a lot of melanated skinned persons depends on a lot of these grants, financial
Yeah.
stuff like that. So where is our education going to go? Are we
Yeah.
going to start to are we going to come together and start to educate our children? I mean, when and what is going to take for black people, melanated skinned people to come together, work together, and make some difference. You know, I'm going to let you go, the Respecter, in a minute. Mine puts that there's 5,120 Jamaicans are on the deportation list. We were just talking about it, Don. 1,100 Jamaicans has
Mm-hmm.
already landed
And home.
yesterday.
The
Um,
first plane arrived
oh,
yesterday.
the first plane, and the crazy thing about it, it is a lot, as there was a text that I received. Someone said, Lady D, read this. And it was stating that a lot of the individuals that were deported yesterday, they have been in America since they were children. Since they were children, and they've been deported since they have been in America since they were children. And now they're deported and they are totally displaced. You know,
Mm-hmm.
America is running around trying to find somewhere for these individuals to live
Food
without money, and
without clothes,
without clothes,
without.
without
Oh
you
God.
they
Oh
are
God.
freezing. They have froze. Not they are. They have. It's alleged that they have froze a lot of these individuals' bank accounts. So there's not a way for them to get their money. There's not a way. They don't have any family members or any wife or child name on their documents, on their bank accounts, on their homes. So I
Mm-hmm.
mean, this is crazy. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
homes may get foreclosed on. The government may walk away with a lot of these people's money. I mean, like,
Mm-hmm.
this is total chaos.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm hoping that our people really, really just try to come together, black people, and try to, you know, help one another to get
Assist each other. That's exactly what Miss Bertha was saying this morning. She
yeah,
said, "Sis, we just got to pray on it and help each other."
help each other. Sharon says there are more white people on public assistance than black. Yes, yeah, there.
That's why there's gonna be a problem. There's gonna be a internal war in this country if we don't get it right. Because people are not gonna do without their salary for too long. They gotta feed their children. They're not gonna do without their stamp for too long. So he better get it right.
Well, those are the only. I look at that as with what Sharon said. That looks like that's the only way that something may change when it comes to that is because of them affecting white persons as well, Caucasian people. But because yeah, it affected a lot of persons in those rural
Mhm.
areas as
Yeah, yeah,
it affected a lot of seniors, the more seniors I think as well. White Caucasian seniors get more of the meals on wheels than your
yeah.
black melanated skin persons.
Mhm, mhm.
So I that's the only way I think that there are going to be a change, if there is going to be any change. As far as the birthright citizenship, there's not, we have the 14th Amendment on
Mhm.
sides. But once
Yeah.
again, we have to be mindful that they have the House, the Senate,
And he's doing a lot of illegal stuff.
presidency, they have the judicial system. So the
Mhm.
only thing we can do is pray that even the judicial system will do their correct job and not
Yeah.
be in fear of Donald, but do their job constitutionally as they are hired to do. That's what we will pray that can happen. Juliet says the children already don't get proper education. What kind of education they receive in the future? Well, that is where
Mhm.
I would say, Juliet, and then the respecter, you can chime in. Um, I would say, Juliet, it all falls back on us, on teaching our kids. Maybe some of us need to take them out of the public school system and do what they call it homeschool.
Homeschool. Mm.
If there are teachers that are willing to come and if we can just afford to pay these whomever homeschooling our children. I'm just throwing things out there because I'm at loss, a lot lost of
I think everybody is. I
what.
think everybody is.
Go ahead, the
I
respect.
see even the white people coming on now on TV saying they don't know what's going on. They're lost.
The
Well,
respect.
but they need to be lost for a while. This been planned for years.
Mm,
There's a main man who we haven't heard anything about in a long time. He's one of the richest men in the world, and he's the first one that came up with this not being the majority after 2030. And they were planning and planning what to do. So they found the right man to push through that agenda.
mm.
But I wouldn't worry because it's really true what is to be going to be.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
don't change your mindset. If you live your life not being fearful of nothing, stay that way. Just keep trusting God.
yeah. But it's not easy for them young ones that's been here all their life and going back home with nothing. Some of them are here living from mouth to mouth. They don't have really. They just have a little minimum job and trying to scrape by with their little one bedroom or a little room they rented. Some of them are like that, so they don't have any money. Even after all of this, they have nothing or no one to send them anything. Yes, we understand that things are going to happen, but at the same time, we also have to know that this is a lesson for us to learn from. That sometimes we have to come together and stick together with each other and know right from wrong and start reading in between the lines and stop being gullible and accepting everything that one push out.
That,
Um,
that's
Acid and I got a little heated because she's going out there to demonstrate, and she's telling me that she prayed they don't kill her out there, and I'm saying I'm not gonna go to that extreme, but if I need to speak on the radio or to send out some letters, then I'm ready and I'm here, and in any other way that I can assist, I'm here. If I can send you a little box with some sardine and some bully beef and what have you, then if there's an organization that is doing that, I am willing to contribute. So that's all we can do and what we have to do to help those people, because I know it's going to be hard on not just the country, but its citizens also.
Yeah, and you know what? We pray that, we definitely know that he's not going to have 4 more years, but we
Mhm.
have to watch his successor. I mean,
Yeah,
Vance. And
yeah.
I think that a lot of persons need to really focus on it. And I'm one that always preach that, yeah, we don't want to go back to Jamaica. A lot of persons saying that, especially with this recent killing, and we're going to touch that
Mhm.
a little bit as well, of the
Yeah.
72-year-old nurse that migrated back to Jamaica, and they killed her this week, earlier this week. And it's a fright, but we still have to plant some type of seed from where each one of us is from, every last one of us, because we have to also consider, if you're not going to get your citizenship,
Mhm.
then you have to plant seed where you come from. Remember, when a lot of us came, we had these green cards that was permanent. Those green cards are no longer permanent. They changed it now, where I think it's like every 10 years you have to redo your your status, your alien card, they call it. Okay,
Mhm.
so you have to go and redo it. So it's important that persons, if you not going to go and get your citizenship, which I do advise that if you can get your citizenship, for you all to go and do that. Get those documents, get those paperwork done, and get your citizenship. At least if
Um,
anything happens, you can go back and forth. Before you speak, Queen, Gillette says it was set up to work this way. They wanted him to be able to control the government, because controlling the government is controlling the USA. Go ahead, Queen.
yeah, I was gonna say, um, I can't understand how you would be targeting Native Americans.
That's enough.
How can you target Native Americans?
Well, I
Don't
mean,
you see the man is cuckoo? Isn't the man nuts?
the man said he's going to make America great again. He told you all, and I guess a lot of persons didn't believe, make America great again. That's the key word, again.
Oh,
So not that
girl,
we ever know when it was great, but
yeah.
he
and
said,
and
I mean,
things have been happening, and because these things happening, he's using those things. For example, he done got the Lakin Riley Act right into law. He passed that today, you know that, right? And he came up with the decision where the Lakin law is required that the detention of unlawful and unauthorized immigrant accused of theft and violent crime and drugs will be deported on. Now, he's using this young lady just died, right? Well, she died a couple of
last,
months
last,
back, right? Okay. So he's now using that. He developed the law because he was talking about it today. And he done make the decision that He's gonna deport. Listen, it's one person that did that, but now he's basing this on
Yeah.
all immigrants now, right? So he's making it a law where he's gonna arrest anyone that commits. So you see, try not to commit no crime anymore, honey, because as soon as they arrest you, your butt will be on the plane back where you come from. Believe me,
And they,
because that's what this is saying. This is saying that if you are arrested for theft, violent crime, or drugs, they're gonna put you on that plane and they're gonna send you home. That's what this law is about.
uh, Sharon says DEI affects more women, veterans, and the elderly than black folks. Even the gay and transgender folks benefit more than us. Yeah, it does benefit them, but it still does benefit us as well. Rather,
Mhm.
it benefited one group more than the other. In some ways, you know,
Yeah,
we were
yeah.
it still benefit us. What I would even look at a lot of Sharon, even with the DEI, what I think is that a lot of black folks never really you didn't utilize it to the full extent of how they could use it, and these other persons utilized it more. Blossom says you need to have a license with a black star on it and two pictures on the bottom and one picture on the top. That's the new license that they have, and that's what you need to go through the airport. So if you
Mhm.
do not have that on your license, you need to go and get license, new
Mhm.
license.
Yeah.
A lot of things are coming into is going to change, and
Hmm.
this is just the beginning. We
Yeah.
haven't even gone halfway up the
One, 2
iceberg.
weeks.
We haven't
He's
even,
only been in power 2 weeks.
remember
Yeah.
he also
4
promised
years of it.
no immunity for police officers. There's a
Mm.
lot of things that he promised to do, and he seems like he's really
He's
make
doing it.
of his promises. So I mean, like, our young men, you all need to be careful. I mean, I'm not
Yes.
saying that
Yes.
everyone ought to be afraid. What I'm saying is to take precautions in
Mm-hmm.
what you're doing in your everyday lives. Make
Mm-hmm.
proper arrangements. If you don't have your citizenship and you are deemed to be a legal resident alien, go apply. Go
Mm-hmm.
apply. And even now they're saying the process of it is going to even more be more stringent, as well as the
Mm-hmm.
marriage. I was watching um this program where the an attorney was speaking, and he was saying that they're changing a lot of the documentations right now as well, and that the marriage, the persons whom are getting married now to give their their spouse their citizenship papers, they have drudged up a whole bunch of different questions now. They're
Mm-hmm.
been asked questions of what did you all eat for breakfast this morning, and they're going to
Mm-hmm.
put you all in separate rooms. So if a lot of these things that you haven't discussed with each other, and you're really not living together, and you're really not um, interacting with each other, you know, you better get it together.
We did it together.
Together, because they're also seeking to file charges of persons who are um, doing
Auburn fugitive, they call it.
doing and marrying persons falsely for
Yeah.
documentations. So if
Yeah.
you all are practicing that, because now I'm hearing the price is all the way up there, 50,000, all these stuff persons are charging now, then you better make sure that you have your full story together with what
Mm-hmm.
you're doing. No, maybe you all need to really live together. I mean, you
Mm-hmm.
all you really need. If
That's it.
they
That's
have a
it.
birthmark on their back or if they have a birthmark on their knee. I mean, like, certain things we really, really need to know.
Mhm.
The respecter?
Yeah, the seriousness of all of this is I know we all thinking that black folks come together more than we already together is a good thing. But it's kind of hard to even keep considering that, not realizing that it's a huge risk, even with your own
Mhm.
members.
Yeah.
Family member will set you up and get you killed for what you have. It doesn't matter. It's very impossible. The risk is too high. Blacks are killing blacks. Everybody's killing blacks. Only people we're killing is ourselves.
Mm.
That's why we come back to the talk of, together we stand, divided we fall. We just have to cut out the
Mhm.
backbite and the enviousness and the
Yeah.
and all
Impossible.
of that because this is absolutely not the time for that. It is absolutely not
But
the time for it.
But lady, I've been really watching. Sometimes I really wonder if somebody's up there recording everything that is happening and playing it back and recording it and playing it back and looking at it over and over and over. Because to be honest with you, for the past couple of months, I've noticed where it's like things been happening and when these things happen, it's like you look at it and you say, why is this happening? Is something going on? Is something gonna happen? You say that, but you don't really understand it, and you're looking at it. This is one of those situations where it is happening, we're seeing it, we don't really understand it, stand it, but I'm just praying that the real people, the right people, the godly people will step in. People of conscience, will step in and solve this situation because this is a big situation.
Yeah.
This is a big situation.
We do have a caller. Hi, caller.
Hi, good night, everyone. It's Donna.
Greetings,
Good
Donna.
night, Donna.
Good night.
We
Yeah,
uh, we got
I'm here
so
listening. Yeah, but I have to say that things I believe is being misinterpreted. I don't. It's not to target those who might not have their green card and things like that. It's those who are crossing that those immigrants coming in from the southern border. Okay, so that's what this is based on. It's not really so much of those individuals who might have came in on a visa and didn't get their papers or anything like that. I don't think it's gonna really impact those persons. It's mostly based on those who are crossing that southern border. Okay, so and that's another thing people misinterpret the 14th Amendment. All right, so like I tell them, I'm a born United States citizen. My parents are born Jamaican. Okay, and I don't think that it's gonna affect me as a born citizen of the United States of America. I don't think he's gonna take away my birthright. Okay,
No,
and
because your parents was legal. Weren't your parents legally entrant?
right. So they were legal. So that's what I'm saying. Like it's
Yeah.
yeah, right. It's not for
So they
people.
can't take that away from you. They're targeting the people who came here illegally and had children. Those are the children they want to target. But right now, there is a stop. The court put a junction so they cannot do it right now.
And the thing is, in regards to the federal funding, I agree with because you see, being that I am a victim of this crisis, wherein that these persons have been disbursing my legacy as I spoke before. I mean, if you were to play back shows that and discussions that we had, you hear me, telling Mama Acid and Lady D the same thing. Nothing, my story never changed. It stayed the same. Okay, because this is prior to Trump being the president. Trump inherited this problem. He didn't create this problem because Trump wasn't always political. And I hope that they did record them, and I hope that they do play it back because they were very boastful of being above the law. Okay, so a lot of persons who's coming on talking about the Constitution, do you remember what you said? Because I didn't know what they did. Okay, because I was asleep. So you put me to sleep, and being asleep, I was victimized and robbed of everything that is rightfully mine, and they shared it amongst them and others, whom right now definitely is going not to see it, as something that is right because they're benefiting from it financially.
Okay,
Okay,
now
so
your situation, Donna, is totally unique. Okay, your
Mhm.
situation with your identity being stolen, all of these
Mhm,
things are totally unique, different than what is going
mhm.
on right now. Right
No, it's
now,
not.
there. Okay, right now,
No.
we're talking about persons whom is being deported, um,
Displaced,
displaced,
displaced. Mhm.
um, persons who is being um, aid that is being taken away from not just um,
The
deportees or
seniors, but children too.
children,
Yeah.
But the
seniors,
aid,
people that are really in need of
Yeah.
aid. Your story is
Mhm.
something
I don't
different, and we're not
I
going to
don't think
bring
he would
into your
jeopardize.
story.
You see, this is where I tell you people get it misinterpreted. There's no way he's going to jeopardize his status
He's
to make it
already
impact
he's already
people. No,
jeopardized it. There was a
no,
lot of
no.
persons. There was a lot of persons that was affected. I
And didn't get their stamp. A lot of people didn't get their stamp.
didn't get
So
there.
it's ricocheting.
You know how many? Also, a lot of agencies right now.
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
Me and myself and a couple of individuals were planning to go on a excursion, and one of them has to back out because her job has lost their funding. So she
mhm,
is not, she has to be laid off. And there are
Mm-hmm.
lots of other persons who are being
Mm-hmm.
off with a lot of these funding that we're talking about. So this is not about Donna. This is
Oh,
about a
well,
lot of the
it's not necessary.
individuals in
It's
this
about
in this society that is truly being affected by what is
I.
going on here. Okay,
Okay, so so the
Juliet
thing is,
says they have drones and they can also see and monitor you through the cameras on your phones and computers. That's why they
mhm,
would say for you to turn them off if you're not using them.
We
John
talked about that about 3 weeks or 4 weeks ago.
also
Yeah.
said he was
right.
always
So
political. He was always political. Do you think he could run his
Yeah.
business the way he did if he
He
wasn't?
was the president before.
Yeah, he was well, not just the president before. I mean, he was, but he flipped
Seven.
because at one point he was all for the Democrats. At one point he was all for being independent, and then
Yeah,
there
he was flip
was
flopping,
he
flip
made a
flopping.
statement. Then there was the point where he made a statement and said, "I bet you if I go Republican, they will accept me and I could do it and win." And he's
Hmm.
proving it
He
right
did.
well again. So
Hmm.
they all
he's
do, because
making
even Mayor
statements.
Adams, he was
He's
Republican, and then he
you have
became a
a
Democrat.
Donna. I know Trump is your man. There's a lot of
Hmm.
them
He's
that
not my
flip
man, but right is
flops.
right.
There is a lot of them that flip flop. Yes, so. But we're talking about Trump at this particular moment. So,
Yeah, that's what we're
yeah,
talking about.
we're
And
talking about
I'm
him.
not saying that it's about me, but I'm
Okay.
one of the persons that these things also affect. So
Okay.
I am talking based
But
on my
did the
experience.
moves that was the moves that took place just 2 days ago affect you?
If it affected me,
The things
well,
that just took
actually,
place, did it affect you?
actually, this is what it is. This is what I'm explaining. The thing is that these people have been using these agencies to take things
Okay.
that doesn't belong to them.
Okay.
So the
Listen.
thing is that
We
that
will.
has to be clear.
Donna. We will continue your story at another
Okay,
date
so
and
that's
another
what it is,
time.
cause
Yeah, because
right, cause that's what they
it's
do.
not
They don't want no
everybody
one to
taking.
know.
Everybody is not taking anything
It's
from
a
anyone.
treasury.
I mean,
Okay. If you look at it, if you have say if someone gets a Social
okay.
Security
The
check,
Respecta,
there's
you want to join in?
it's a Department of Treasury.
Donna.
Yes.
The Respecta, would you like to join in?
Go
Do you
ahead,
have a statement to
Respecta.
make in regards to what we're reasoning?
Go ahead.
All this was planned long before Trump even came into office, into politics, and he was motivated mainly by the media and those who had a plan to save their majority. All this is a plan to find somebody who's weak and racist, so we can use that person to do all that's going on right now. Regardless of what's going on, they're doing right now, it's not going to change God's world and God's people.
That's it. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Caller, we do have another caller on the line. Caller, how you doing? Hello, caller. Okay, we can't hear you. You sound low.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I could hear you. We can hear you a little bit now.
Yeah.
Yeah. What Donna is saying makes no sense, man. She said she made a statement. Her parents are Jamaican, but she's born here, and the way she's talking as if she's defending Trump and America, and she has no sympathy for people that's born in this country. That's how she came across to me.
Yeah.
That she has no sympathy for those who are not born in this country.
Yeah.
That's how I came across. Like I said, people missing. Okay.
Like I said, Donna's story is for Donna's story. And Donna, every conversation, Donna interjects herself and comes in to tell us about what she's been through in her story.
I'm one of the persons. I'm a person
at this point, and what's going on now is not about Donna. That's all I'm just saying, Donna.
Yeah, no, it has to do with Donna.
No, it doesn't.
It has to do with Donna. That's why Donna is speaking.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
so
let's. Why don't we speak off of the air? Why don't we speak off of the air? Let's speak off of the air. We have 35 minutes left to go. And we can speak
Don
off the air.
made a comment. He said that what did you just say? That's why I just said people misinterpret.
Donna. Please understand what Lady D is saying. She's accurate. This is not about Donna or me or Lady D. It's about those who are crying their eyeballs out right now, who are being deported to nowhere, who don't have any food to eat.
My family. What about my family who cried their eyeballs out? This is what Don made a statement. Okay, because you see, what about my family who cried their eyeballs out that I was separated from, that we worked so hard and.
But Donna, it can't. Wrong. That's wrong.
Go ahead. Let's continue.
Yeah.
And I apologize, Miss Donna, but I have to disconnect you because I mean, we're reasoning on what is going on right now with persons that are displaced, and I'm not saying that a lot of them whom has been deported or came from jail or whatever are not criminals or all of that. But we have a lot of more issues than just criminality of this. We have funding and we have things that are being taken away from individual, and people are suffering and hurting. Uh, when you take away funding for daycare, when you take away funding for elderly, Meals on Wheels, we're talking Meals on Wheels food for elderly people to eat. I have a problem with you making it about yourself.
People with baby in belly.
Yeah.
People that
Right now, people are even missing their checks. And they're saying, I was watching a brief and they said you should call in if you do not receive your check. There's some people Social Security check, some of them haven't received their Social Security check, some of them haven't received their food stamp. Yesterday, one of my neighbor had to take another one of my neighbor up to DFAX because somebody took our whole 80 something dollars off of. I don't know how they're doing it, but there is so much conspiracy going on in this country right now that we don't know what is what, and there is so much distractions that are going on in this country, and it's sort of distracting our attention from the main event, but they're saying calling this woman have no money and the government is telling her that they cannot refund that money, so she have no food. So Miss Bertha been cleaning everybody's cupboard here in the building to give her food. That is unconscionable. That is the issues that we are facing. Those are the things we are discussing. Those are the things that we need to start doing things about. Start speaking up. Start writing letter. Start calling your congressman. This is serious things going on. Come on now. Your child is going to school. I have a grandbaby that goes to school. She depends on her grant to go to school. I mean, come on now. All right. I worked in this country since I was 14 years old, paying taxes. Okay. And her opportunity, yes, she pays most of the tuition, but she do look to the government to help her with her tuition, even though later on she still have to pay it back. But she's trying. She have one more year left. Doing Artland Security. She have one more year left. How you going to take away this money that she's depending on to finish her education? What's going to happen if you take away all these kids' money that's going to further their education? What's going to happen in this country? Chaos. Hey,
A
we
lot
need
of
educated people. You're talking about getting educated people into the country. Come on now. We have some here. Work with them. That's my go on it. I'm
con-
so really, this is passionate to me.
yeah, it is. It's a serious situation going on all around.
Mm.
It's a serious situation going around. Donna says Meals on Wheels is poison. Well, if Meals on Wheels is poison, Donna, then there's
Stop,
still a lot of
stop.
people that's surviving
Stop
eating it.
seeing it, look forward to it.
It's some like my mother says something better than nothing. So
Nothing. Oh,
getting something in
because
this
some of them can't cook. Some of
uh,
them don't have home health aid. So they have to get food.
something,
Come on now.
something. Yeah, but
Unless you're going to cook for them and take it to their home. Hey,
we're
I'm
gonna
sorry. I'm
we're gonna watch a lot of what's going on under this administration, um,
mhm.
because this is, as I stated before, this is just the iceberg. This this is not even the top or even halfway of the iceberg. Juliet says, "You go, girl," to you, Queen. So
Serious.
said, "You go,
I
girl."
mean, you
Yeah.
know, you get tired of all of these folks in government dictating, and they're not dictating in a positive light. They're doing this in a negative light. And I mean, come on now. Just like the Mendez, they gave him 11 years in prison. Okay, he resigned, but they gave him 11 years in prison. This man was stealing money. He left and right, and his wife taking all these bribes and doing from friends for favor, all of these things. I mean, those are more important things that Trump need to be tackling. I don't care what you say. Those are the issues he need to be tackling. The increase in food prices. Those are the things he need to be tackling. Housing. So many children out there. I see them living in makeshift tent. Okay, those are the things you need to focus on. Finding affordable housing for these people and these kids. Finding raising these income so that people can afford to to get a home, because now these apartments you need three-way, most of them 2 or 3 ways you have to give them in order to move in, and they go through your whole history. So, open up doors of opportunity for these young people, something that they can look forward to, because right now they have nothing to look forward to. They took away all the programs, took away all the funding that they give to these programs. What's gonna happen to this country? What's gonna happen to this world? Come on now. They need to start thinking it's not hurting one set of people, it's hurting everybody all across the board.
And with the deportation of a lot of migrants that did a lot of the farmings and
Yeah,
manned a lot of these jobs that we know darn well
factories.
a lot of other persons is not going to do. I
Mm,
feel that it's only going to raise a lot of the prices. It's going to bring
mhm, mhm.
groceries a little bit higher,
Gonna
and
cause chaos,
like
chaos,
that.
sis. It's gonna cause chaos. Yeah.
I
Mm,
still read everything that is written. Donna says something about it's slavery, and then she goes on to say no 5,120 Jamaicans is on the list. Stop lying. And then she said pure propaganda to get people riled up. Juliet says those who can put others down until they're in the same boat. Remember what goes around comes around, and treat others as you want to be treated. That's it. But I guess that's not in necessarily in Trump's and it's Trump
Oh,
can
and he
only
called upon God. I heard him say God today. Today I heard him say God, and he
yeah
calling upon God. Hey,
the
yeah.
respecter, and I think we still have Don on the line. Um,
Lady,
the
Yeah, I'm
respecter.
here. I'm here.
Oh, okay.
Lady D,
Yes.
all the major companies, food, clothes, electric companies, utilities, all the major companies are a part of this agenda. So what Trump is doing, they all have an agreement. And there's a percentage going back to the government. This is designed to keep mainly the immigrants and poor people down.
Yeah.
That's all it is. And they're terrified, like you were saying, about not being the majority in 5 years.
Mhm,
Well, I'm here trying to. I was I was started to read something before we came on the air, and it looked like it just totally. I can't find it, but it was stating that by the end of Trump's era, that what you have to be making in order to be middle class, considered to be middle class.
mhm.
Not find it. So next week, maybe I'll drop it in for next week as to if I can still locate it. We'll reason on that on what middle class is going to look like soon with the inflation, with all of what's going on, cost of living, etc. You know, we'll go into that a little bit more. Don, did you want to chime in?
It's just that um, we all the man told us what he was gonna do during his campaign season. When he was campaigning, all that he said during his campaign is what he's doing now. So
Yeah.
we just have to figure out a way as minority how to survive this onslaught and hope.
Mhm,
It only is not too much damage will be done in 4 years. I was talking to a friend tonight, and he said, man, This man, this he's afraid that by when this man 4 years done, he has done so much damage that's gonna take 20, 30 years to recover.
Yeah. Because right now he's overthrowing everything that was done by Obama and Biden and Bush. He's overthrowing all of those laws that was done and created. He's overthrowing all of them.
I've got a. I received a text that says I'm still waiting on the DNC to counteract the Project 25 playbook which he has unleashed on America. Where are the elected officials? Trump knows how weak and ineffective they are. This is why he took the opportunity to do what he has done. People
Yes.
to go to Bernie Sanders. She
He
said
put
people
all of them in there.
to Bernie Sanders for advice. I mean,
Then see Kennedy. You see him all when them a question him. It's like him eye them him can keep him eyes straight the way I'm a blink. Them say the worm still in him head.
The, the, the,
the
pro- the problem with the Democrats is that the old guards need to go home. Schumer, and all of them, Pelosi,
Yeah.
what's his name? You just called his name a while ago. Okay, you
who
know,
Bernie Sanders.
Bernie Sanders. These old folks need to go home.
Yeah.
Go leave Washington and go home. We need fresh blood. We need young ideas, fresh ideas.
Young.
But they won't step aside. And that is why the Republicans are always being controlled because these old folks refuse to go home and let the younger generation take
To
over the
take
party.
over.
They
Mhm.
refuse.
Yeah.
But
They don't
remember,
go home.
there were a lot of old butts in Republican too. McConnell's,
We don't care about that.
They
We
have a
don't care
whole
about that. We are talking about the Democratic Party.
yeah, they
We
have
care
a
about them.
whole lot of these old bucks, but sometimes we have to watch what we ask for persons little bit younger than them, like Marjorie Green. Do we want someone like her so right? I, I I don't
No,
know what happened to I don't know. I've also received the text. The overseas newspapers are filled with questions and answers, an outpouring of unanswered question. What is Trump really planning to do eventually? Question mark. Like I said, there's kind of hush all over the country.
mm-hmm,
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
So
It
He
is.
just dishing out. He just putting things out there that was planned, and we're just living it. That's it. It was already planned, and we're living it. So he's just throwing them out there. It was already briefed. He was briefed before he even became president, and it's just like they still have those things hidden. There's quite a bit of stuff hidden up in those big caves that they have. Uh-huh. A lot of stuff hidden up in there, okay, that the public don't know about. But let me tell you something. God is coming, and I don't care who does not believe in the Almighty God, but I believe in the Almighty God, and I believe that one day He promised He was gonna come back, and He is gonna come back, and so many tongues shall tell. Okay? So let them keep doing all this corruption and hurting God's people because that's what, especially children. He tell you, suffer the little children to come unto me and for, ah, bid them not, for such is the kingdom of
we
God. And let
yes,
me tell you something, honey, it's affecting the children. So therefore, if these people are not really thinking, they need to put their thinking cap on. Like I tell my pre-K kids, put your thinking cap on and really think about what you're doing.
well, there's another statement. They dismantle the Aviation Safety Committee. Then, boom, look at the crash that happened in Washington. Um,
Yeah.
Aaron says the people that voted for Trump is now seeing what Kamala was talking about. This is Project 2025. He wants to take
Okay.
slavery. They're afraid of us black women are smarter than any other race. Our melanin is valuable.
Remember what I told you, and we are the producer of the next great generation. So
we don't.
Remember, this is affecting women more than it's even affecting men because women have that maternal instinct inside of them. So all of this that is going on is, I think, is affecting men, but it's more affecting women than the men. Okay, so
So
yes, he's causing chaos in the women's household. Yeah, that's what he's doing.
to you,
Go
Men,
ahead,
men,
Don.
you
ladies.
Don was saying something, the respecter.
Can I say something?
Yes, go ahead.
I-
You're breaking up, Don. We cannot hear you.
it sounds
All right, go ahead, the respecter, because we can't hear Don.
it sounds crazy to me when we talk the way we do, and it's too many race of people. This world isn't made up on just a black woman or white woman. The other races of women, we have to stop. Well, I don't like it. Y'all don't have to stop. Nobody have to stop. But it just seems like we are a part of the problem in some sense because we're fighting against one situation and then we're bigging up another situation. Black woman is this and black woman is that. All women have a special ability within them and beauty and all that good stuff. It's kind of hard to just focus on your complexion alone, like the white folks are doing. 'Cause I'm sure they're saying white woman is this and Latin woman is this and Chinese. Those things are just adding to the problems in this world.
So you don't think black women is getting more of a fight than Caucasian women? You know, or opportunity Caucasian women have more opportunities than black women? You don't think that?
That is not what was being said. Of course, the white woman is getting more of everything than any other woman. Of course, white woman is protected more than any other woman. But if
Don,
you go to Africa,
mhm.
after the countries, black woman is more protected than any other race.
Yeah, another comment is that green card holders be mindful, and the comment is it shouldn't be outdated. Some people don't renew their green cards, and they need to. Green card doesn't qualify you to be an American citizen, and Trump can change the process at any time. Try and get your American citizenship and passport. A word to the wise is loud for now. Okay.
Mhm.
Uh,
Yep.
and she says, facts, he can change his mind at any time. And it's
Yeah.
so funny that this T wrote this because it is the same thing that I was saying earlier in the program where I stated that, you know, the green card that we used to get that was permanent. They have changed that no green card is permanent. I think it's every 10 years or something like that you have to go renew your card. And at that time, it's alleged that that time that the process can still change, whether if they want to give it back to you or not. So I once again, as well as says T here, is encouraging each and every one. If you can go and get your citizenship, go and get your citizenship. If you do not want to go and get your citizenship, I understand, then make sure that you are making proper provisions for yourself in the country that you are from. Whatever country you're from, just make sure that you go and make proper provisions for yourself in those countries. It
Yeah.
may be a house, may be secure an apartment, whatever you need to do, go ahead and do that if you're not going to seek your citizenship. All righty.
'Cause
And yeah. Hi, Queen.
Because that's what my boy was saying. He was talking about the ones going home now. And him say, can you imagine when you left there, you didn't remember anyone back there. You say you think they're going to look out for you now. I mean, and it's true, it's all the mercy. It's just sad. It's sad.
Yeah.
Or when you don't
Because,
listen, when you don't listen
mm,
to, I mean, even with some of our children, we don't listen and take advices and stop being selfish and just wanna you work and you make money and you part the money away. You don't save, you don't plan. Nobody wants to raise families no more. They wanna wait till in their 30s. That is what I'm being told and I'm hearing. Most women nowadays, young women, don't want to get a child until in their 30s. They want to do business first, money first, fun, 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 as if
mm,
30s are promised to them. You get in your 30s and it's too, you can't produce. There's no family.
Don, we're still unable to hear you.
Huh?
Um, Connie says Donald Trump went on a firing and hiring spree since he took office. He knew very well
mm,
that the majority of the people he hired were incapable of doing the job. Their only qualification was they loved Trump. For a while now,
mm,
airport authorities have been short of aviation staff. Plus, he fired Buttigieg, the transport manager, and the entire staff and filled those positions with his lackeys. Now he's
mm,
blaming the Democratic Party. Confounded ninny. So ignorant. Won't even waste any more time with the ignoramus. He told us to drink bleach to overcome COVID. Stupid.
mm. Yeah. Oh, Lordy. Mm,
I mean,
mm.
there is so much uh
Trump is not smart, and he loves to tell people how stupid they are and how unsmart they are. But he is just throwing out anything that comes to his mind. That's what it seemed like. It seemed like he's irrational and he's just throwing out anything comes to mind because he has to prove that, yes, I told you all I was gonna do this, so I'm gonna do it. He did not go into in depth into the consequences and what would happen if he made those things happen. But he did it. And now he has to figure out how he's gonna fix it because there's going to be a lot of falling out in these decisions that he have made over the past couple of days and the ones that are supposed to be coming in. And if he does not review his policies and what he has been doing, there is going to be an uprise in this country, believe me.
we'll see what happens with this. There's so much there's so much to that's going that's there's so much more that is coming. So much more.
Yeah.
Don, let's see if we can hear you.
I'm here.
Okay, yeah, we can hear you now.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. It's the same people who voted for him and put him in power. Those people have to check him. The
Mhm.
same people are the ones who are going to have to check him.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
If they give him continue to give him a free reign, then we have to live with it. Because remember, 64% of white men voted for Trump. 55% of white women voted for Trump.
Mhm.
Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they are the ones who really, the majority of his vote came from white people.
And the Latinos.
Yeah, but like I said, 64% of white men voted for him. And
Yeah. Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was Acid trying to call in. Acid, you can call back. I did miss that. Yeah. You're right, Don. You're right, Don. You did. Man, I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Alrighty. it looks like Donna got a little change of heart. I don't know, but she says, "Look at my neighborhood. It's a darn disgrace. We are undergoing a hostage crisis while the oppressors benefit from our human resource." She also said that crash doesn't even make sense because helicopters and planes don't fly at the same altitude because they have ninnies in there. And then she says they were robbing Trump and got a surprise. And then he has narcissistic behavior. If you are not in line with him, you are out. And then she says two D teeth. Okay. All righty. I think we had a little issue with the telephone line, Don. You may want to call back because it's shut down, but it's back up. So maybe that was what was giving the
Yeah,
issue.
because the report is saying that the DCA tower staffing, it was not normal, you know. And
Yes.
from what they're saying so far, what they have came up with is that there was one person doing two persons' job.
Yeah.
So that person was distracted. So all of those things contributed to the crash because they said that the plane was going. They both was on the same altitude, but they said that's not unusual. They usually have planes line up behind each other like that, but they can't understand what happened for that helicopter to turn and to hit the plane, the side of the plane, and it crashed. Something because they said all of these pilots that was on board, they had 1,000 hours to 500 hours of training. So they're used to piloting, so they can understand. And they said it wasn't foggy. The visual was good, so they don't know what happened. So they're still investigating it. But so far from what I'm seeing, it seems like it is an error from either the helicopter or the station,
Yeah.
the what do you call it, station, the people who directing the traffic.
Yeah. Well,
Hmm.
we definitely want to send our prayers out to the
Yes.
families. Yeah, the system had crashed. So Don, the system had crashed. So Don, if you, I don't know, if there was a couple calling, and then the system crashed, and I wasn't paying attention. But yeah, it's we want to send our prayers out to um, all that was involved, families for all the individuals that lost their lives in the crash.
Hmm.
It stated that some figure skaters, even from Russia,
Yeah, kids, and
parents
their family.
were on that plane. Mama Acid, greetings.
Bless, bless, bless.
Did you?
Greetings.
We have
Did
about
you finish your demonstration?
finished demonstrating.
Yes, yes, coming in from the streets. Also, one other thing, we want to let everybody know the White House call in comment line has been shut down. If you'd like to find out for yourself, dial 202-456-1111. It will roll into a voice channel and then it will shut off. You cannot get through to the White House. So we're wondering, is there an emergency up there? And since we saw that video earlier, we all got very concerned. And that's why I went to a demonstration this evening with a bunch of other Black women and some Hispanic women. It was an all woman demonstration, strictly women. And it was beautiful because we were standing there on the corner by the church and the little strip mall, and people slowed down and they looked and they waved and they blew their horns because they knew we wouldn't have all been out there on that corner for no reason. And what's really funny that when the police came, they picked out the one lady who had the sign, not the lady with the megaphone. They picked out the lady with the sign. And when they went to grab her, we grabbed them. I have to say, yes, this evening I got a little battle action and I'm feeling real good and strong afterwards. Even though I shouldn't have been out there because Queenie has advised me that I need to stay in the house because I'm adapting some things.
So they
And
you
it was
all
a
were
little scary, but
protesting exactly. What were you all protesting exactly?
we were protesting Donald Trump's DEI.
orders and his executive orders in general, and we were there saying no to all of the corporate interests who agree with it, and that we're not going to just stand by and be ran over in that manner.
Good job. Good job.
I tell her I'm proud of her. Don't get locked up.
Get locked up like before.
Yes, her instructions was
Because
exactly
I'm
that.
not coming to make. I'm
Don't get
not
locked
coming
up.
up there
Be
to bail
careful.
you.
Don't be out there.
Yeah.
I followed your instructions, Queenie, and
All
you
right, good. And I'm glad you called in like you said you would. Call me back.
So we're running short on time. So I know that, and I wanted you. You had said that there was like 1,100 Jamaicans that was arrested in Michigan.
No, not 1,100. It was less than it was actually when the numbers came out. It was less than 31,
Okay.
and there were also Hispanics who got arrested. One of the ladies who was there with us this evening, she had someone that she knows that got arrested, and it was a big fist fight with a bunch of people involved, and they were at a club, and the police just came, and it just got real brutal, and they ended up with the INS agents being taken into custody by the Detroit police because they have
Okay.
violated several laws.
Great.
And
Great.
the people that they were raiding were all legal. They were all people who are, some of them were born in Michigan, some of them moved here, but they were all U.S. citizens. And you know, it's funny because these are rich people. They have their own little private club, a social club, and it's not real flamboyant or anything. It's just a little concrete building, but you know, it's safe for them because it has a big parking lot and they got a space in the back where they can have their families come for picnics, and they have a big garage where they
Yeah.
have a flea market and stuff like that. And so the INS thought they were just going to run up in there and they were going to take a bunch of people away. And the guy said, okay, what we got to do is get them in the back where we can hold them. And people, you know, I don't know if everybody does this, but a lot of Hispanic people travel with their dogs. Or in Michigan, they do. You see a lot of people with dogs in their car, and they had dogs. Okay, so they let the INS agents in the garage, and the INS agents thought they were going into the building, but they were just going into the garage. And when they went in there and they let that door down, the INS agents were in there, and then all of a sudden the dogs went in there with the INS agents.
Well,
It was real folly. It was a total folly. And what happened was eventually it got so bad, they had Michigan State Police, Wayne County Sheriffs, Detroit Police, and even at one point the mayor showed up and said, "We're not having this.
yeah.
They can't do this." So, you know, they declared that Detroit is not really a sanctuary city, but we're connected to Windsor. And a lot of people come through Detroit, and we don't know anything about what their politics is. But one thing about all of our Caribbean people who live here, they are very close. They're like the Africans, they have their own community. And I say that, you know, lovingly with pride because we have the West Indian American Activities Hall way over on East 7 Mile, and that's where they went to try to do the first raid, and they snuck in with this guy. And when they went in there, the guy who came in, he called some more guys, and they surrounded the building and then tried to make everybody come out. So
Well,
when people start coming out, you know, they were moving the party to another building, they just start grabbing people.
I'm very happy that it worked out because when you first reported to me, you had said almost 1,100 um,
Mhm.
Caribbeans were
It was
Jamaicans
yep.
were
It was about
arrested
1,100 people that
and
was at the party at
was
the
at the party.
WIAA. So
Okay,
they moved it down the street
yeah,
to this building that they got that used to be like a school gymnasium from
yeah.
a Catholic school. It's a big place where they have big events.
Well,
You know,
I'm just really
I'm
happy that it's
surprised.
31 out of 11.
I love 1100.
So
That
out of
sounds more reasonable, even though
the
it's no good.
31,
But you know what? The people that they got, all they had done was overstayed their visas. They hadn't committed a single felony. They were misdemeanors. They had to be let go. This is why
Mm.
we were out there this evening, letting people know they are focusing on people the wrong way.
and that's what we were also saying earlier is that persons whom are following the rules, whom are came up on work visas, whom doing what they're supposed to do, they're also getting affected with all of
Yes,
this madness that's going on.
yes,
And that's the sad part of everything is that it's
Mhm.
not just whom needs to be arrested, a lot of persons is being taken down, and they have to provide their paperwork. So we were definitely encouraging listeners to make sure that walk with your documents at this point, because if
Yeah,
all
keep
of
your
this,
green card on you.
yeah, if with all of this madness is going on, if you have your work papers, your work permits, if you have your green, you're supposed to walk with your green card anyway, to be truthful. But
Yeah, it's true.
if you have your green card, now is the time to walk with your proper documentations, so that if you are pulled over, if you are pulled, if you're stopped while you're walking, anything such as, you have these documentations, so that you don't have to be brought down to the police, to the immigration, to ICE, and then have to go through all of that process before you get let go. Just
Yeah.
Yeah.
go ahead and have your passports, whatever you have, that, and don't lose them. Please don't
No,
get
no,
careless and
no,
lose them. You
Mama,
know,
no,
even
no.
go ahead and
It's
make
hard
copies.
to get it back. Yeah.
Yeah, make copies or something, and just walk with a copy or whatever. But just walk with something to prove whom you are, because this is what's going on. Okay, this is what's going on our app. We had that there was big roadblocks going on if you all are living in the Stowe Mountain area, there were big
Mhm.
roadblocks going on Redan Road, on South Harris
Mhm.
Memorial
Yeah.
Drive. There were roadblocks yesterday. They picked up a lot of individuals up at Buford Highway.
Yeah.
So people, be careful out there. If you really don't have your
Please
documentations and you don't need to be outside, don't.
don't.
There was even another
Mm-mm.
individual whom had the the brace on his the bracelet on his feet, because that was one
Yeah.
of the stipulation. Not that he created a crime or nothing, but that was one of the understanding for him to be in the country. And he was in church here in Georgia, and the it went off, and he finished praying, and he said to his wife, let him go outside and go make the call to the immigration office to see what's up. When he went out, they were out there waiting on him. So I mean,
Oh,
there's so much things going on, and there's so much many stories that is being
Mhm.
told, maybe actual, factual, or not. There's a lot of
Mhm.
stories that are going out there, and there are lots of things that happening. So don't be caught up. Don't be afraid, because that's not what we're here to preach. We're
Yeah.
here to advise you to be aware and
yep.
be
Be careful.
Be
ready.
cautious. Yes.
Yeah,
Conscious.
in what and if you know you have nothing to hide, and there's nothing, then go on about your daily business and do you. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But still, just be prepared and mindful of what's going on. Gillette said, based off of Don Minot comment, I think they said 65% of Latin men voted for him. And also, Gillette says, "You go, Mama Acid, our civil rights warrior."
Gotta
Man,
get them
we
boots on the
get
ground.
the boots on the ground. We have to get up on out of the air chair. This was
Mhm.
really, really interesting. A reason we didn't get to touch the other two reasons that our listening audience, we had two listeners that requested us to speak about children being in your home,
Kids'
and
privacy. Yeah.
there was one more of something else. I didn't write that. I
Mhm.
had it on my in the email. But we're going to touch those next week, because this was really, really a very important reason.
It
We have
really was.
if
Mhm.
Mama
Mhm.
asked that you missed it, I would have really, really loved you to be here from the beginning, because there was so much that we had to reason on in regards to number 47, and
Yeah,
a
yeah,
lot of the policies and procedures that he put out there with the birthright and the citizenship and
yeah,
the DEI and oh, hear me DEI. Yeah, I was right. And
yeah. DEI.
the taking away of the programs for the elderly and the
Yeah,
child care, and
yeah,
we covered a lot
yeah.
of those things. And so I wish you were on with us earlier, but we have to
Okay,
get
well,
up
what
on.
about next week? I'll come next week. I will
Yeah.
guarantee I will be here next week, and we can talk about the letter that the Attorney General of Michigan sent to Joe Biden to deliver to Donald Trump. So when his first day of office, he would understand that Michigan is not following any of his executive orders.
Okay.
We already
Well, that's
notified him.
great. And there's a lot of other states too that is
Yeah, that will not. Yeah, follow it.
following.
Yeah, follow his orders. Yeah.
We would love to hear about
16.
that.
As a matter of fact, there's 16 states that will not follow his order. Said they will not follow his order.
Yeah, and there's
Yeah.
22 states that have filed a suit against some of the orders that he's given. So we're
Yeah.
going to touch all of that next week. We the other topic we wanted to discuss was the and we send our prayers to the family of that 72-year-old nurse relocated to
Mhm.
Jamaica and was murdered in her home. So,
That's crazy.
we were asked to touch that as well. So next week we'll get into a lot even about if if some of the persons whom are deported, how to be safe in Jamaica. We
Yeah.
could get some sources to give
Jesus
to you
Christ.
all to use
Mm.
while you are in Jamaica because there's a lot of people who came here from they were children that were deported yesterday, and so we want to see how we can give you information that can help you in this time. The respecter, you want to chime in real quick before we go?
I was saying that the governors have the power to say no to the president. No matter what the president is trying to push through it for a state, the governor have that control to say no.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, we're gonna even go a little bit more into that, the respect to next week.
Mhm.
Let's jot it down and remind me. Gillette says that I hope America is not splitting apart again. Good night, everyone, and remember you can listen again on YouTube. Thank you, Sister Julie.
Thank you.
If you missed any part of the program,
Bless,
you
bless.
could definitely go back on our YouTube channel and review. And you can also go on our Facebook channel as well and review the program. Please share the program and definitely call in some of the time and share your insights, and or you can comment on our comment section and share your views on our reasoning topics. All right, we love to reason with you. So
Yeah.
Queen, you want to say River Dulce?
Arriba Dirty. I love you guys. I enjoy coming every week on this program because, I just want to share what I know with you guys and hope that you guys will take it in and even do some research of your own. I love each and every one of you. And listen here now. We're all brothers and sisters, and we are our neighbors' keepers. So therefore, we have to look out for each other and we have to do for each other. Remember, press that like button, share, and come on back next week.
All right, Mama Acid.
Subscribe.
Mama
Yep.
Acid.
I just want to say, everybody, please be careful. Walk with the right documents. Use a level head. Watch where you are. Keep your head on a swivel. And just everybody, please wear a mask because there's a lot of stuff out here in the environment right now that we don't even know about. And the CDC and the World Health Organization are not talking, which means that most of us don't even understand who are here in the United States that we are vulnerable right now and under a this I can't even hardly get this out. Tuberculosis is running wild in America
Yeah.
now. In Kansas, Kansas has an infection rate that is higher than anywhere else, and America does not vaccinate for it, but there is a vaccine available. And if you have a vulnerable immune system, you might want to consider it. Forget
Okay.
Robert, whatever Bobby Jr., as I like to call him. He's got a worm in his brain and he's talking a bunch of crap. And right now, what we all need to do is start looking at science and understanding the facts. That's what we got to do. Please listen, everybody. Next week is gonna be on fire.
Okay, and before
Mhm.
you go,
So
the
be sure you
respecter.
tune in.
And before respect to you, I did get a text when you said that, Mama Acid. I forgot that I got a text that I don't know how true it is, but it's saying do not buy chicken. Please tell your family and friend the president has paused all announcements and communication from the CDC, FDA, etc. until 2/1, February the 1st. And there is a huge recall on chicken that is not being properly announced to the public. Sound familiar?
Yeah.
Remember the COVID, the
God
C
have mercy.
delayed
That bird
announcement
flu. Mhm.
saying, "Do not buy chicken, or please do your own research before you do." It is stated
This
that a
man
friend
hasn't
works from
even been in for a
CDC.
week yet, and he already done
Yeah.
started wiping
So,
out whole state.
so I don't know how true it is. It's I've received it earlier, and then I received it again from a
Yes,
some.
it's been announced all week. I didn't. We didn't hit on it. That's why I didn't mention it. But
Yeah.
all week, it's bird flu, and they
So
don't know where it's coming from. It's coming right now. Everywhere having it. Even the animal, the cows and stuff. It's going to now.
okay.
Yeah.
The respecter, you want to say River Dolce?
I just want to say to Juliet, don't believe some of the things you're hearing. Keep live your life. Eat, eat right. Do what you want to do. Don't let none of this frighten you. All right.
All right. I would like to
That's
invite
good.
each and everyone to join me Saturday for the Lady D Show with your news, views, interviews, R&B, reggae, dancehall, your joke of the day, your entertainment news, your Caribbean news. Each and every Saturdays from 12 p.m. up until the 4 o'clock hour. Be sure to join me. It's big people music and big people energy and vibes. So be sure to join me for Saturday, and then Sunday night. Be sure to check out All About Love, Nothing But Love with the best in love music, love colors, love numbers, love poem, love questions. Each and every Sundays from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. So be sure to check us
Yeah.
out. All right. Love you
Mhm.
all to the maximum. Want to say once again, big ups to YouTube's radio. Big ups to Victoria's 89.1 FM here in Atlanta. I want to say big shouts to you all. For all the listeners that's listening via our YouTube channel, our Facebook channel, Instagram channel, our um,
Tune in.
tune in app, and our website. However, you're listening to us, we want to say thank you once again for joining us. Blessings upon blessings. And as you know, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, we play good music on the station. So sometime log in and listen to some good music. Want to say big shouts to all around the world. My Germany listener, big ups to you. UK massive, Jamaica, Sierra Leone, all around the world, New York, right here in the ATL. Just want to say blessings upon blessings to you all. You all have a fantabulously fabuloso couple of days, and I check you all on out on Saturday, 12 p.m. up until the 4 o'clock. Blessings upon blessings upon blessings. We have two. Um, um, Juliet says, I just bought 3 packs. I'm a warrior. Okay, I don't know 3 packs of what, but Donna says, well, coronavirus came from the Jovian planet through the satellites. Okay, well, we just love you guys and blessings upon blessings. Good night. Good
Night
night.
night.
Good night.
Check it out. Yeah, man, the man go and climb up. And no one get nothing. Man, the friend of my drink it out. Go and climb up. Tell the guys to walk the money, and bring it.
Why, la 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 la,